Allow the children
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ, àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Presido bá rúfin o, àní ẹ̀sùn àjò.
Today. Hello there, brethren. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. Yeah, thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to fix that virtual, by the way. So after reading the caption of the broadcast, as usual, read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, hear it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them to join us. Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. And if you have done that already, thank you. Okay. So tonight, we are going to wade into an incident that happened in Abuja today. And it involved Werey Wike and a young soldier. For those of you who might need a bit of a context, since Werey Wike became the minister of the FCT in Abuja, he has been carrying himself as, a governor, like executive governor. So in fact, part of his argument is that, the FCT minister is equivalent to any state governor. So being somebody who enjoyed 8 years of executive lawlessness when he was governor in Rivers State, right? So he continued that in Abuja. So when Werey Wike became the minister of Abuja, everything done by his predecessors, right, were almost like cancelled. So for example, Abuja has been existing before Werey Wike even ventured into politics. And successive governments have come and gone. And if you understand the history of land in Abuja, especially from the military era, land in Abuja, after they successfully chased away the real indigenous people of the land by taking almost like 80% of their land as government land. From military time to the civilian era, lands in Abuja had always been like a gift that they share among themselves, that you have to just pay patronage sum of what have you. But they have something that can invalidate that privilege if you fail to pay what they call the land use charges or something. So when Werey Wike came in, the first thing he discovered was that some people have actually stopped paying completely. Rather than the government to now write them and say, pay this up, here you get, or else you're going to be fined. That wasn't the option Werey Wike was giving them in Abuja. Werey Wike discovered that tens of thousands of properties in Abuja and the lands, right, have not been paying their land dues. Not that because they have any wrong document, or not that they're encroaching on the lands or no. To some, Werey Wike was surprised, how did some of these military officers manage to acquire this massive land in Abuja? So he wanted part of it. For those who have lots of land, whether you are an organization or they either take it away from you outrightly, or they will take like a 60-70% of the land from you. Yeah. Ordinarily, you would think, oh, it's just, probably Werey Wike is just implementing government policy that some others have not done before. Now, if you want to implement government policy when it comes to land, and you are not trying to grab people's land, right? When people who are genuine owners with government documents issued by successive government to them, right? So when the genuine owner presents the genuine document and you realize that you've not been paying your charges though, say, okay, fine. How much charges do I need to pay? If they fail to pay, what government does is either to refer it to debt collectors or fine them. But that's not the plot of Werey Wike. It is purely land grabbing. So he's got all his eyes on some certain areas. And the way he's doing it, right, is this. He will use the media, okay? Initially, right, they will say, these guys they don't have any document, or their documents are fake. Like as if to say it is easier for me and you to just walk to any part of Nigeria today and begin to build on the land. You understand? Like without any form of transaction, connection, or what have you that happened. No. So Werey Wike, more than 100,000 property owners in Abuja, including lands, 100,000 people or properties like that, right? They were stolen by people. Government was not aware. All those properties is demolition. All those houses that have been there for 30, 40 years, there is demolition. He's demolishing them because to him, they stole the land. So he always goes everywhere with the media so that they will be able to, you know what I mean, like capture some of those times where he's like grandstanding, throwing his weight all around. People are hailing him and all of that. The real landowners, the real owners that have taken their lands will be all over the place crying, calling for help. Everybody will just look at them and look away. Then it moves to the next one, to the next one. So in Abuja, there have been soldiers like retired majors and all of them who have been like, Werey Wike has taken their land. He's taking the land of Julius Baja, University of Abuja. Name or who you be. So that's the kind of the braggadocio that Werey Wike is using. All he has to tell you is just to say, those people stole the land. They encroached on it. Their documents were fake. They were not fake until Werey Wike became the FCT minister. And sadly, because like I said, he's not doing it alone. As he is stealing the land from them, he is reallocating them to himself, his children, family members, friends, politicians alike, including judges in Abuja. They are all getting this free land reallocation after taking them from this, so that you won't be able to say maybe Werey Wike is stealing land for himself alone. No. He's carrying all of them along. So if you want to cry to any institution, for example, let's go to court. Let's go and call this. You know what I mean? So then you get to court, you realize that the judges themselves have gotten their own share. Apart from him building houses for them, Werey Wike mad go. He will clear out this place, like this entire place now, take all their lands, use the media to gag them, and that will be their end, right? Then Werey Wike will say, oh, we are going to build the judges' quarters on that place. We're going to build this or that there. So you see the rest of the expanse of land, you won't even have to ask him what he's doing with the rest. So what happened today in Abuja is one of those situations where the homeowners or landowners in Abuja have been told that their documents were fake. And because they are fake to Werey Wike, the only authority that can tell you if your document is original or if it's fake. So to Werey Wike, all of them are fake. They can go anywhere, they can use all their connections. It doesn't give a damn until this morning. So it was said that, as usual, Werey Wike was carrying out his regular demolition again in Abuja to take people's lands. So one major, which I don't know, I think I've got his image. No, I don't. It's afterward, but I may actually like I show you, right? So one major who happened to be probably a naval officer as well, okay, decided to go band for band with Werey Wike. So Werey Wike sent his bulldozers to go on and do the job. Government has given the order and all of that, right? However, by the time they got to this location, this land, they met some soldiers, okay? And those one told them that do not touch. Here you get, like, walk away. So that was where the whole encounter, I think, started from. So those ones went away because the soldiers were armed. And they told them that if they move an inch, if you drive that tractor a bit further, we're going to shoot you. And it is Nigeria, show you guys. So sometimes, I mean, we have seen police officers, got beaten up by the Nigerian soldiers. So meanwhile, they were supposed to be of the same government or the same, system, right? So those ones went back to go and call Werey Wike. Werey Wike, the minister of because that's what he does. So he decided that, who are those people? What soldier? In this Abuja, like usual. So he called this convoy in the, the usual intimidating way. Let's go there. get there with that person. You know. Indeed, when the Wike got there with like hundreds of his own policemen, DSS, and God knows what, right? And then praise singers. When Wike got there, as usual, he realized that these guys were not actually like faced. They were not moved. So they're acting typical soldiers, like, you know what? The only order we got was to make sure that nothing happens to this property, nothing happens to this land, and you do nothing here. So if that's going to change in the next minute, it will have to come from the person who posted us here. While some Nigerians are like, you know, kind of like supporting this military officer or standing up in front of Werey Wike, when Werey Wike decided to go toe-to-toe with him, like to his face, calling him a fool. You are a fool. You are a fool. That was like, no, I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool, sir. So standing up there, usually Nigerians believe that it doesn't matter. Knowing who Werey Wike was, right? And what Nigeria also is as well, right? That soldier, the moment the minister showed up, like minister like Wike, the moment he showed up, the soldiers would just move aside. This one was like, no. Sorry. So the entire encounter, the exchanges, is what went viral this afternoon. Because if there is a politician in Nigeria today, that people are waiting for his complete destruction and disgrace or whatever, Werey Wike is one of them, like genuinely, and he also himself, he knew, I mean, he kind of like knows that himself, right? So Werey Wike has one single lifeline, and the best prayer is for that lifeline not to be pulled, and that is with that is a Tinubu. If Tinubu should first downgrade Werey Wike from that Abuja to something, and after a few months removed him, I don't know what life would be like for Werey Wike outside the current bubble that he lives in. So others are like, no, that soldier might have acted a little bit out of order because Werey Wike is representing the presidiot, Tinubu. Since he is a representative of the presidiot, therefore the soldier should see Werey Wike as the representative of his own commander-in-chief. You know Nigerians now. Everybody is debating it right now. Now, don't let me keep you waiting for too long, in case if you haven't really seen it. Okay, I bet a lot of you have already. There are many parts to it that I'm going to share with you this evening as well. Not just that long one. There are others too. But let's say the first one, the long one, when Werey Wike walks straight to this young man and demanded that, on whose authority are you here to stop my people from taking over this land? And these exchanges happened.
So let me say, I request you to enlighten me. So there's this short thing we cover by why
Sorry.
Show me the document you have. You have no document. Bring the document.
I have documents and everything has been submitted.
Excuse me. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that. We cannot continue to add in this impurity. Where the approval even to people. You cannot continue this way. This country cannot continue along this line. How can that man at his level, even if he has a problem, he cannot reach me and I'm sorry. See what I have. You will send soldiers to intimidate who? We are all from this country. And this is government. You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying guns to intimidate people to not to do their work. Let me tell you, if that government was first fast, who spoke to me now? You could have killed everybody here. No problem. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate.
On the contrary,
I'm doing my job.
Sir, we are not intimidating anybody.
That's what you're doing.
The civilian, the engineer mobilized to site, and then staff or workers of SCDA look at this.
No, listen now.
They were
That is the
threatening
problem.
them. And that was when the admiral gave the order.
He cannot give order against government.
because the papers are complete and he said
Well,
it submitted
are you
them.
the one? Listen, you know the police one. Are you the one that will say, paper? What will show me that you are? First of all, show me that government gave you this. Two, show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. It has nothing to do with I'm a vice admiral, I'm a lieutenant general. That is not it. We must work according to law. We must work according to law. So you? No, you cannot tell like this. Don't tell like this. Don't you try this. Don't tell me like I'm lying. Don't tell me like Don't tell me this. You're crying. Look at me, I'm lying. You're crying. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
I am a small boy, but the condition of money is never very
It's not even the interesting part. Okay? That's not the interesting part yet. So the interesting part was that close captured Wike ranting in such a condescending way. Where Wike was like, that's not what he said. It was like, you not see me here, and that one was like, nah, you are a fool. You are a fool. I said, I'm not a fool, sir. I'm not a fool, sir. At that point, we were expecting Werey Wike to slap him, but he was probably holding himself back, like his own security guys, everybody around him, they were trying to speak up until the guy was like, I am talking, you are talking, I'm talking, the policeman is talking. That police see this young guy, right? And the police officer with Werey Wike, that police officer should be probably in his 50s, kind of like an old guy. And this young man couldn't be more than maybe 26 or 27, max, okay? But he's a naval officer. So right there, when these police officers were trying to kind of speak for Werey Wike, you know what they would have done normally, right? They would have disarmed them. You get? I don't know what happened though, because from my own experience in this instance, right? The first thing that will happen before the minister will even come out of his car in this situation like this, right? Or maybe a governor, before he will come out of his car, the security guys will first approach, disarm these officers, ensure that they are not armed anymore. Then this big man minister will now come and address them. Since these officers have been disarmed by their maybe superior or somebody there has got and made child disarm them. But in this instance, these ones were holding on to their guns. So. And that guy speaking to Werey Wike seems to be their leader. More or less like their senior. That's like, if he tells them that defend yourself and shoot, you go see Werey Wike run before they shoot him. I'm just saying. So the police officers, all these retinue of security guys with Werey Wike, some of them they just became spectators. As Werey Wike was talking, they were saying, yes. But that wasn't the plan. When they called Werey Wike from his office. Now, watch this close shot. The close shot of Wike spitting in the face of this young man, your minister, Werey Wike.
Nobody does that.
We did not carry anybody.
The man took the Arab, we will not allow because he was chief of naval staff, and then you to carry land.
Sir, everything was acquired legally.
Will you stop
sir,
that?
You get the
Will you stop that?
I'm an officer, I have integrity.
Shut up, you are not good officer.
Not shut up.
Will you get out?
Sir, Sir, I won't shut up. Sir,
I was in school, you're not in school.
Sir, you can't shut
Will
me
you
up.
keep quiet?
You
You're
can't
a
shut me
big
up, sir.
fool.
I'm not a
You are a big fool.
I'm not a
You
fool,
think you
sir.
can shoot anybody like that?
Sir, I'm not
You are
a
a big
fool.
fool. Are you
I am not a fool, sir.
As for the time I
You can't call me a
graduated,
fool.
you were in primary
I'm
school.
acting on orders.
Take for
You
which
can't
order?
call me a fool.
And this, you will see whether you will not live here.
Sir, you can't call me a fool.
Go
I'm
and put up your
I'm
go
an
and put
officer.
up
I'm not a fool, sir.
your
I'm an
with
officer.
that so corrupt. You will have killed everybody here.
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody. We are acting on orders.
Go and develop here, let me see you.
Regular officer, you won't come and
We are going to get out.
I'm not even seeing what is recording. Hello, sir.
Director press.
Nuisance lele.
So that was the Werey Wike who told the officer that get out. So the entire entourage brought all made the U-turn and they left. So Werey Wike was like, let me see you build something there, Baba. The Nigerian soldier, Baba, they go build something. No. You get? I just wish that people can give that follow-up. So Werey Wike will probably cry to Bajabi Amole. Then she probably call the chief of staff or something. Now, here is the interesting part where everybody actually was involved. Okay, the whole altercations and all that is captured in these 2-3 clips. I put them together. You need to see it from start to finish. This is the part where some people kind of come to the conclusion that if the military, for any reason, should take over power in Nigeria, there is a chance that for the first 48 hours, they will receive the biggest never seen before kind of support ever recorded in that country. Because there is a level of impunity that the criminal politicians have become so accustomed to. Enough that even those in the military, as much as they are compromised as well, right? Even in the military, some of them probably feel the same disgust that some of you feel towards these guys. You know, the disgust of, man, you know, the abuse of power, the bullying, the impunity, plus the corruption, of course, and the arrogance that comes with all of it. And then, while you watch powerlessly, helplessly, okay? So somehow, if some of you are given the chance, like a revolution happening right now, there are some of you that once that bell sounds, you have your target. You have the people that somehow you want them to become the the sacrifices for the revolution. Politicians, all over Nigeria. And the politicians in Nigeria, I actually really feel sorry for them as well. I do. Because they have gotten to that stage, okay? They have gotten to that level or that stage of, you know, that level of, you know, that they are not afraid of anything anymore. You see, when you are in public office, as no matter how much people kind of like you and all that, you know, if you have a system that indeed punishes criminals, all right? So if you enter public office and you realize that one little slip can ruin your life forever, it can actually lead you to jail. Here you get. So as a politician, right, you always be very kind of cautious or completely never get yourself involved in anything that can, you know, ruin you. But it's not in Nigeria. In fact, the more criminally you are in Nigeria, the more politically viable they believe you are. You get what I mean now? So they have now gotten to a stage where they've bought the military, bought the police, they've bought the judiciary, they've bought the civil society, they've bought the church, they've bought the mosque, they've bought everywhere. While everybody is wallowing in this whole conundrum of, is this a country or not, right? These important institutions that are supposed to make up a society by standing for probity, accountability and responsibility, or responsible government, kind of. Because the society that they have created is what we have right now, where politicians are so full of themselves that they believe that they are the law themselves. You get what I mean now? Like, your politicians have gotten to a stage where they believe that they are the law. There's no way they are below. So you get like they are like below the law, they are above your law. So it's whatever they call the law that will be law. Even if you are reading a section of your constitution that says this, if they tell you no, this is what we are doing, that is the law. So when you get to that stage, the election no longer counts. People's voices, people's views, people's displeasure, disappointments are no longer important to you anymore. That people can't choose their own representatives anymore. That you have fixed the entire system enough that you could keep yourself in power in perpetuity. So that is the time the bubble will burst. It is the time that they will do things that ordinarily a lot of you will be wondering, why would this even happen? Why did they allow this? When it gets to that stage, Baba, you see these politicians that are feeling so powerful, you will see some of them beaten, bloodied, like even killed when the uprising will start. The animosity, the anger is a built-up anger, and they don't care. You get what I mean now? When they talk as if to say, like they are like God, like they play God. The day the castle will burst, the level of anger and rage, both in some of these institutions we are talking about, in church, in mosque, in this military, in the police, in the civil society. Most of all these people that are in the judiciary, all these guys that you felt like they've bought all these institutions, right? Within those institutions are those who are Nigerians, okay, that are indeed disgusted, right, by the role the institutions they belong to, the role they are playing in this ruined contraption. So the day the whole thing is going to do boom, see these politicians that are feeling so powerful, you will feel so sorry for some of them. You will feel sorry for their families because they will kill them. They will kill their families. They will burn their properties. Many of them will run to exile. That's why I said I feel sorry for them. Because right now, a lot of them are living on top of the world, very powerful. They can do anything and undo. But encounters like this should remind them that it's opportunity back creates if an opportunity just kind of like happen, there are millions of Nigerians that can't wait to slaughter you. If you're a politician watching me right now, enjoy it all. Keep enjoying that. A noise, a lot of them, the noise that they make for social media, blah, blah, blah. Watch this, which is, the one I said that an extended, here.
And this is government. You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying gun to intimidate people not to do their work. Let me tell you, if God can achieve my first half, who spoke to me now, he could have killed everybody here. No problem. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate and do my job. That's what you're doing.
The engineer mobilized the site, and then staff or workers of SEA look at the site.
No, listen now. That is the problem. He cannot give order against government.
Because the papers are complete and
are you the one? You know the problem you have. Are you the one that will say paper? Which will show me that you are, first of all, show me that government gave you this place. Two, show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. It has nothing to do with an vice admiral and a lieutenant general. That is not it. We must work according to law. We must work according to law. And who? So who?
No, don't tell like this. Don't tell like this. Don't you try it.
I'm a small boy, but the commission of carrying it. Very confused. Very confused. You are very confused.
I don't know what I need. And you go past and we are saying, I think this is wrong.
Abdul, don't worry.
Okay, what do you mean? Can you come back?
Hello, sir. Morning, sir. I'm fine, thank you, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Afternoon, sir. I'm Navy Lieutenant Yerima, sir. Security officer to Vice Admiral for good time. Yes, sir. So I'm here on the orders. Yes, I'm here on the orders of the admiral. Sir, we mobilized to site a couple of days ago, sir. And then the engineer kept telling us that policemen are coming to embarrass them and harass them. And they've been coming to threaten them that if they don't leave, to strike them, to arrest them and all. And then he brought it to our attention. So as the security officer to the Vice Admiral, I was called and then I acted. Sir, we are not doing anything illegal. We are here on the orders of the Vice Admiral. That's it. Ours is just to come and explain.
Stop this video. Who are you now? Who are you now?
Be quiet, my friend.
Who are you now? I'm like, get out of here.
Nah, this, you know who? The mumu. I step out like this now, no get sense. He's a spectator, I'm supposed to get sense. Then when you talk to him, I tell the show, man. It is that you can go take care of your family. Let's go, Joe. It is that we will go there. It is that we don't know how to fight. We will respect where we come from. When it happen like this now, your family will suffer. You is there, Oga is fine, Gary. Oga is fine. Oga is fine. Oga is fine, Gary. It's fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's fine, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Everything is fine, sir. It's okay. Oh. No. Abdul. I think I'm winning. No, that's why we don't talk anything. But him supposed to be in our family. No, let's see that's going on now. No, they don't go anywhere now. I said, when they throw for this, what's it called? This way they train you, they show annoyance back. Don't worry, go drop rifle. Don't worry. Don't know what is happening in this country.
So pretty much like power versus power, because that's what Nigeria is all about. Nigeria is a place where you just have to know somebody who knows somebody. In the absence of that, you are the regular potential victims of their corruption. Okay, there have been like thousands of people who have lost their properties in the last 2 years. That Werey Wike is your minister, at least, yeah. And a lot of scandals have been like reported concerning this land grabbing by Werey Wike and his men in Abuja. I have seen a retired general crying on camera, right? That They took his land, they demolished his house, they demolished, you know what I mean? I've seen somebody who seemed to be like a senior military officer to retired, who built his own house. There are like a couple of houses, then sold the rest of his land to people who have also built their own houses. So those houses were demolished. His own was also demolished, and he was there, and he was saying that it's now homeless. He did nothing. But what they are telling us right now is that Rear Vice Admiral, whoever that is, right? So that a Rear Vice Admiral is the owner of this particular plot of land. They have all of their papers and all of their documents, probably before he became a Vice Admiral, a Rear Admiral, I don't know. So, and to Werey Wike, it's like if I get to your land, you probably will come out, and at the end of the day, he will pull his own string, and nothing will happen. So these ones are not going to wait for him to demolish their property. He won't. So those working there said the police were disturbing them, harassing them, and they are threatening them. So what happened next? They brought in soldiers, naval officers, whose order is very much the same. If you see any police officer there, right, respectfully tell them to turn back and move away. If they create any sort of like a thing, shoot them. They are trespassing. And that's exactly the kind of, combat mode that those guys were. If you listen to the last part of the video, where the guy who was recording the video is a soldier himself. And he was talking to that police officer that if this whole thing goes down, your family will suffer. What does that mean? If we start shooting now, don't think those of us who are here are the only people that will be here. The moment you shoot and we begin to engage right now, then they will mobilize. Then it will go beyond this because it is Nigeria. Before you know it, like another 24 hours, Abuja soldiers, the military may be all over the place in Abuja looking for policemen to beat up and beat them to stupor if anything had happened in that place today. So Werey Wike putting himself at the center of the whole thing first is actually a very stupid thing to do. Do you understand? But because it is Nigeria, they've got the power, like, it owe me is here, He is not there to present any papers to say that indeed they're encroaching on the land. He didn't expect the soldiers to be there with the papers, document of the land when they are just there on the order of somebody who is there. So power can't clash power. Werey Wike turned back. So his media that he brought in to come and witness his influence and all that, they won't go empty-handed. They have to go and explain the issue that he normally does. That's what Werey Wike do anyway. Whenever Werey Wike demolishes people's property and those people are in the old social media are calling for help, Werey Wike will go to that area with hundreds of security and praise singers and media. So then he will now speak to the media, like to tell them the reason why they have taken this action. We cannot all be in this country. We cannot be lawless. A lawless man is telling us that we cannot be lawless in this country. We must follow the law. A very lawless man, right? Anyway, he went on to explain what happened as part, right? Watch this.
Can you take us back to when this started and what this is all about?
Well, it's unfortunate. And these are the kind of things that the times are developed. We are aware that the land department and the development control has been mandated to see where the illegal development going on and land grabbing. And when this was brought to my attention, I did instruct them to make sure that nothing takes place in as much as they do not have any illegal papers in terms of legal approval or even acquisition of the land. And when they came here, I was informed that the soldiers of the military had to chase them away. And I thought probably they will be acting illegally. And so today, when I was in the office, why they came to implement the directive that was given to them by myself. I was called that the military have taken over the place. And I have to come by myself to see things for myself. It's not unfortunate. And you heard what the officer said was said by the former chief of Naval staff. And I don't understand how somebody who attained that position, I see that he has a problem, cannot approach my office to say, look, this is what is going on, this is what is going on. Or simply because he's a military man, he could use that to intimidate Nigerians. I'm not one of those kind of persons that will succumb to blackmail or intimidation. And you can imagine where you cannot even prove where the documents. And the director of the record, so this I said, look, I was here. I said, bring the documents. You don't have the documents. Bring the approval for building. You don't have it. And how can we continue to allow lawlessness to prevail in this country? What about those who don't have the military? What about those who don't have security? It has gotten to a level where when government officials are carrying out their job, you go and bring security to intimidate them against government officials. I will not accept that. I've spoken to the chief of defense staff and I've spoken to the chief of naval staff, and they have assured me that, please, they have to resolve the matter. And we're not coming here to have a shooter with anybody to cause chaos or not. But what I can say, I would not allow it to happen. The way we have done carried our jobs in other areas, in the same way it will be done here. He will not carry out this illegal development and land grab simply because he was the former chief of naval staff. I will not allow that. And that's really where we are.
So we are going to give that a follow-up and see how that played out. Our next take is going to be on the Donald Trump's threat against the Islamic terrorists in Nigeria. For your information, the reason why you probably haven't heard much about what is next is simply because American government has been shut down for like weeks now. So a few days ago, in fact, yesterday or so, that shutdown of government in America has been lifted. If your mullahs who are praying for the terrorists in Nigeria, if there's any better time for them to start praying more, it should be now. And that prayer should be maybe something should distract Donald Trump, right? It's a reminder. So it's going to be our next take. But let's first take Isaac's take first. All takes.
We don't pass person. We don't meet person with senior ram. I love this soldier.
And then you to carry that.
The guy,
will you stop that? Shut up your mouth, put yourself. Will you get out? I will be saying you're not
bully, don't meet bully.
Keep quiet. You can take food.
Soldier, we suppose this service at the airport fight.
I'm not
Yeah,
a fool.
who are you?
I am not a fool, sir.
You think say that everybody in future?
You see what you love here.
Sir, you can't call me from.
Why you not beat him, soldier? Why they don't beat him?
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody. We are acting on order.
Go and develop the other this you. We are going to get out.
If you think Nigeria is not a country of peculiar or particular concern, that means you yourself you are a person of particular concern. Look at our country. Soldier, we supposed to protect people when they buy our people. They fight for land. Minister, we supposed to get brain. They don't reset in brain. I love my country. Hey, in FCT, They stop Wike from going inside. Wike, you must go back inside. You must go back inside and come back. That land is a land of peculiar concern.
That land is your land.
Oppressor, jab oppressor. Wike, that land is your land, though. As a minister of FCT, it is your land. Don't let anybody take it to. It's the land of peculiar concern. This no, oppressor, jab. Wike, they can't chance it like this. Embarrassment. Hey, home minister. Minister FCT. He can enter anywhere. They can't see no here. We can go chop okra soup. Bully, pass bully. Don't let those soldiers chance you. Wike. Go back. Don't let them chance you. All your hits. The first soldier.
It is smoky Igbo. It is taking Indian.
That's a wicked. Now that's Isaac's take on Isaac's take. Depends on how you like pronouncing it. Okay, on Werey Wike's self-inflicted embarrassment, disgrace. However, people say is that you can't really shame the shameless. That's applicable to Werey Wike. Now to these terrorists who have now suddenly won the support of some Muslims in Nigeria. President Donald Trump of America spoke against the killings of Christians in Nigeria, and which was supposed to actually be a wake-up call, okay, because they are killing Nigerians, Muslims, Christians, and all that, right? So Christians are like screaming, they are killing us, they are shouting Allahu Akbar, they are beheading us, they are burning our homes, destroying our, that stuff like, and they had all their evidence, plastered all over the place. So Donald Trump now said, these killings must stop. And for these killings to stop, the government of Nigeria must do their job of protecting Nigerians. However, the message came as Christians must be protected. Islamic jihadists are killing Christians in Nigeria. Maybe everybody's supposed to say, thank you, Trump, not true. They are killing Muslims too. And you are right. We need to face this government. Government needs to kind of like protect all of us. No. Tinubu and this gang have had over 1,000 media appearances on top of this matter, both local and foreign, explaining to everyone that they are blind. You are blind because Tinubu has done so well with security that only blind people can't see it. You understand? All these killings that you are seeing being reported, the kidnappings, all these horrible, gory pictures, right? Tinubu's government was pushing the narrative to say, those are just little pocket of things because they have done so well with security. And at the same time, they are also doing so much to try to twist the narrative. Most of those organizations that have spoken up to respond to Donald Trump, individuals, organizations, and the rest of the even governments, they have always been like ignoring the point that the Islamic jihadists are killing Nigerians, especially the Christians who have become their main targets. And in the process, they are also killing Muslims who they believe disagrees with them. So that then put the entire thing in one and say, oh, they are killing Nigerians. Rather, we started seeing different group Islamic people, especially from northern Nigeria, and their affiliates from outside Nigeria, who started explaining to us why it is a bad idea for Nigerian government to be pressured to go after the terrorists. But they ignore the fact that the main thing is to pressure Nigerian government to really go after these terrorists in a well tactical way, where everybody go see. They jumped all of that. The first one, the Islamic jihadists, Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram, ISWAP, Lakurawao, and the rest of all those 22 terrorist organizations operating in Nigeria. Here you get. The message was that get rid of these terrorists or we will do it for you. But we are not advising you. We are going to do some certain things that are not really good. And it's going to affect you guys in government who have the power to end this terrorism, but rather you have industrialized it, you've weaponized it enough that it has become a drain, sort of like a drain pipe on Nigeria, why the economy and the economy of the people, the economy of the country are currently being destroyed. So do something, or we will do something. Okay? So Nigeria is not ready to really do something because they are saying they are already doing something. In fact, they are already achieving greatly. So the security is only exaggerated. While on the other hand, they are also pushing that these terrorists have killed more Muslims. But how contradictory. If you have done so well, then the number should be down, no more, in a way that you are also kind of like dismissing it, that, you know, don't cause religious kiniko in our country. How is that causing a religious something? They didn't say Muslims are killing Christians or Christians and Muslims are not staying together, right? It's not Muslim Christians that are killing themselves in Nigeria. Islamic jihadists, Islamic terrorists, established ones, are slaughtering Nigerians. Sure you get. For God knows all their different purposes. So for God gives a damn about their purpose and the reason why they are doing it. The job of the government is to protect you and me. So when government kind of like failed in that side, yeah, then they do not, ordinarily, they shouldn't have any right or control on how you then defend yourself. But unfortunately, these criminals continue after abandoning their own duty, their own responsibility of keeping us safe, right? They went as far as disarming us while we watch terrorists stroll into towns with their weapons in their hundreds for peace meeting. So that is how your government is indicted, as being those who are sponsoring the terrorists. Do you understand? If your government was supposed to really crush them, are convincing you why giving them lands, giving them money, rehabilitating them, and all this bullshit they are doing is a solution. And at the same time, the terrorists continue to kill you. So what do you call that? Your government says we are doing everything fine, but you are being killed. Those who are killing you, right? They still have the right to bear their arms, their weapons, and all of that, right? You don't. If they find you with ordinary kitchen knife, you'll be charged with terrorism. But right before your very eyes, you are looking at terrorists. They are giving them different names. Bandits, gunmen. Just to make sure that they water it down in your brain, in your mind. You can see how much involved they are. How much they are actually really tolerating this. So if America says, stop it, stop doing this, you should focus on them. No, because America hasn't even acted yet. They haven't even announced sanctions yet. They haven't started kind of acting. Just do something. The entire country has gone into, hey, they want to come and attack us. They want to come and invade us. We must know that it's an attack on Muslim. How? As how now? So anyway, the guy who has been the what should we call Gumi? Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi, who has been an advocate and mouthpiece for these terrorists in Nigeria, right? Seem to be on the run. I mean, that's what we are going to interpret it as, by the way, okay? He can't go to Saudi Arabia. However, he was spotted in Istanbul, in Turkey, just yesterday. And he's also doing media runs in that place too. So yeah, he was seen in Turkey. So Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi continued his message of anti-attack on these terrorists, right? While others are saying, because initially, right, Gumi said, hinted, among all the nonsense he's kind of like spewed in the last few days, right? Or a few weeks now. So Gumi said that America coming to kill the terrorists is more than that. That from what he is aware of, America is not just coming for the terrorists. Trump is not just coming for the terrorists if they eventually come, right? They are also coming for their sponsors. Their sponsors include those who are enabling them. Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi is probably between 1 and 5. 1 to 5. Among those. So Gumi believes that there are some sheikhs in northern Nigeria that American, Marines and the rest of them will target and eliminate. So when he said that, and right now he's not in Nigeria, a lot of people now believe that, well, he's acting smart enough to know that if things get to that stage, he's likely going to have a safe haven in Turkey, where Erdogan is in charge. Erdogan is American ally. I don't think Turkey is a good idea for him to go to. But he had a media chat where he went to defend the terrorists. Before we go back to Nigeria. That's Osama Bin Gumi. So I don't know where he's going to go next and where he's going to end, or if he's going to return to Nigeria before anything happens. But in Nigeria, a group called the Supreme Islamic Council, so the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, an organization that was put together for the glorious, for the glory rather, or maybe glorification rather, glorification of the Sultan of Sokoto. So the Sultan of Sokoto is like their life patron at the head of the Islamists in Nigeria. In their own position, it is believed that if America should come, your Sultan of Sokoto may actually become a collateral damage. The caliphate may be gone. Now, there are so many conspiracy theories that people have been like cooking in the last few weeks. There are those who are cooking what they call the geopolitics, sort of like sentiments. There are those who have been cooking their own religious sort of like a sentiment as a means of defense, right? However, the Islamists themselves, right? When I say the extremists mostly, right? The extremists themselves. So in their own propaganda, so they have imagined a lot that could happen because it's America. And part of what I'm using as conspiracy right now, okay, is that they believe that if anyone should pay attention to how Donald Trump operates, Donald Trump probably likes going to the heart of the matter like that. Here you get. When he was having this spat with Iran, and they had to take out some of their generals, which actually really pained them that time. I don't know if you remember, right? So when they were tracking all these guys around, ordinarily, right, they believe that Iran have their own terror cells all over the world, that Iran kind of like funds, Iran government. That's American, probably intel, right? So America also believed that there are some of these generals in the Iranian army, right, who have direct connection to these terror cells. So rather than go after the terrorists themselves, right, you started kind of like taking out these generals, start taking them out in their own country. Like, so people like the Sultan of Sokoto, the Islamic Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs and all of their members, they could have imagined all of this and say, hey, what these people are calling terrorism is a jihad. We all know that. We may not like the way these people are doing it, but over the years, they've all played one role or another in enabling this madness to last this long by pulling their own strings behind the scene to ensure that the government that should go after them didn't go after them. So if America now have their intel to show that their roles in all of this is even deeper than what some of us can merely conjure, right? And that Iran treatment may happen, which means America will go to the heart of it, destroy the entire caliphate thinking, because, destroy the entire caliphate. And if that should happen, it will lead Nigeria to everlasting religious kind of war, because they believe that if anything should happen to the caliphate, Sokoto Caliphate, it's like an attack at the heart of Islam in Nigeria. So as a Muslim, the Sultan of Sokoto and their Fulani conquerors, they would expect you to make it a religious war. And that is why they are talking in that direction, making you believe that, in the course of trying to say you want to end terrorism, there is more to it. There is more to it. And if we should begin to go deep and deep and deep, Nigeria will break up, Nigeria will scatter. So we should tell America to stay away. We can fix our problem. We can continue to gloss over it until one day, maybe someday, this whole thing will go. That is the agenda. So the person who is also the registrar for JAMB in Nigeria, is he still the registrar? That Professor Oluyede Abiolu, I don't know. You know that guy? The one that stole money that time, and then he was like passing it on to blame other person. It's a different story, don't worry. He's the, I don't know, maybe the secretary or maybe not the spokesperson for Islamic affairs. They are not passionate about the Muslims being killed by these terrorists. But guess what? They are mostly offended that America said Christians are being killed by the Islamic jihadists in Nigeria. They are not jihadists, though. They are not Islamic extremists. However, they are more tensed. They are more like, you get what I mean? About why America want to come in and kill the terrorists. Here is part of the press conference they had yesterday, I think.
Salatu wa salam ala ashrafil mursalin Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Brothers, my sisters in Islam, distinguished members of the press, let me greet you by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the text of the opinion of the Muslim community following a meeting of all Islamic organizations across the country held this morning. So this is to announce, to report, and to express their opinion at this press conference. And I quote, the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, following the expanded General Purpose Committee meeting held earlier today being 9th of November 2025, convenes this press conference on behalf of the Nigerian Muslim Ummah to condemn the recent threat against the sovereignty of our nation, Nigeria. We have not been emphasizing the killings of Muslims, not because we are not aware that Muslims are being killed, but because we did not see it and we do not see what was going on as a religious war, but a national security issue. The world is aware, however, that some Islamophobic and unpatriotic Nigerians had uttered a dangerous script, promoted it in the Western circles, especially in the United States, and got the attention of the highest levels of the United States government, which are erroneously made to believe that there is a Christian genocide in Nigeria. This is very unfortunate. When the United States of America President, Mr. Donald Trump, labeled our country disgraced, every right-thinking Nigerian was concerned because an ally that is determined to help a sovereign country to completely wipe out the Islamic in quotes, terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. Such a country that is ready will offer to assist and collaborate with the country and not use such horrible language to describe a country it aims to partner in wiping out the terrorists. While a number of countries, China, Saudi Arabia, and so on, have also been designated countries of particular concern, the present context of what Nigeria will not like suggests that the plan is a pretext to destabilize our dear country, Nigeria. We reaffirm that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. Under Article 2 of the 1948 United Nations Convention on the Promotion and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide and Article 6 of the Rome Statute, the crime is defined by a critical mental element known as dolus specialis. This is the specific intent to destroy the whole or parts, to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. As such, there is nothing of such in Nigeria. For the avoidance of doubt, what Nigeria faces is a complex and tragic security crisis that brings immeasurable pain to all its citizens, regardless of faith or ethnic persuasion. From Katsina to Borno, and from Benue to Plateau, as well as to Kaduna and Kwara, Nigeria bleeds through gruesome savagery against Muslims and Christians, imams and priests. Non-partisan experts have refuted this blackmail, and Amnesty International, which methodically
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
Allahumma amin. Amin, amin, Allahumma amin. Olóyèdè àbíkílọ̀ porúkọ yẹn, right? Again, when you pay attention very well, okay, to the tone, the countenance and all that, when he was responding to what he believed, or the same twisted narrative of saying that Christians are being killed in Nigeria, or Christian genocide in Nigeria, is an effort to destabilize Nigeria. How? And you then go to the part where they started talking about, yeah, Nigerians are bleeding, they are killing Nigerians, they are killing all Nigerians everywhere, they blah, they blah, they blah. You would then expect them to then turn around and pass their own verdict on the government. That yes, the government might think they said they are doing their best and all of that, but their best is not enough. There are more Muslims also being killed. And he also said that the reason why they have not raised the alarm was because they didn't see the killings of Muslims as religious. Islamic Affairs, Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, among their foot soldiers, right, who have been trying to help twist this for days or weeks now, they will tell you that more Muslims have been killed than Christians. People have asked them, so can they at least show us the mass graves and all these bodies? And also, if you are really a human being, how long have you known that more Muslims are being killed in this manner, gruesomely? How long? So to you, if you react, I'm trying to use this context now, right? So if you had reacted, so it's going to be like, it's going to cause religious war or what? So that then takes us to the next question. Muslims are being killed, Christians are being killed because your government can't protect you, right? Who are those killing them? Do you have Christian terrorist group in northern Nigeria at all that are particularly targeting Muslims and their mosques? Because there are evidence of these Islamists targeting Christian communities, their churches, their pastors, their reverend fathers. We have videos of communities, leveled down by these terrorists, burned down to ashes. We have communities who have, Christian schools with Christian students, children who have been en masse kidnapped by these terrorists. We have videos of where these terrorists are forcefully converting people to Islam in Nigeria. So if we now want to say Nigerians are being killed regardless of their religion, here you get. So the question should be, who is killing them? Who are these people killing Nigerians? And how do you feel about that? Because these people are killing Muslims. They've killed a lot of Muslims, right? And you as the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, why did it take Trump to speak before you now decided to call a press conference on the killings of Nigerians? Because the intention is not actually to get the terrorists eliminated. The terrorists, they are like, they're like cancer that will begin to kind of like spread. When cancer starts, it begins to affect other parts of, the organs in your body, functioning and the rest of that. But that depends on the stage. So if it is still very early, they can just go straight to the tumor and just uproot it out and hope that it will not kind of like come back. The terrorists in Nigeria, they have roots, their sponsor, and those who are using the instrument of government to try to shield them. So if you want to uproot the terrorists, you have to uproot their sponsor. Because the moment they don't hear anymore from their sponsor, they're going to bleed out, drop their weapons, and run away. But if you are buying weapons and apart from leaving some of them for these terrorists to steal, then you have them there just for decorations or maybe whenever you decided to use them on your citizens, Nigerians. So what is the use? What is the benefit? So those who are the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, I need you to listen to this other part where you would think they can now express their own displeasure of how government is handling the killings of their own brothers and brethren. Sabi? They don't give a damn about those being killed. This is an assured job to present, like Tinubu and his gang have been pushing, an assured job to present a common front to say, you know what, Nigeria is a sovereign country. Leave us alone. We can take care of our affair. I hope that will be enough. Listen to Ololede.
Facts. I don't think he has had a very good briefing about the nature of this conflict. Some unquote. Senior researchers like Samuel Malik of the Pan-African think tank, Good Governance in Africa. Some researchers, including him, have also stated that there is no credible evidence of a state-led or coordinated campaign to exterminate Christians, which is what genocide is. The genocide claim completely collapses when confronted with reality, context, and verifiable data. The Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, ACLED, reports in its reporting of 2022 proves conclusively that the overwhelming driver of violence in Nigeria is not anti-Christian persecution, as Muslims and people of other faiths are also overwhelmingly affected. Why President Trump and Senator Cross named radical Islamists and Islamist jihadists as the culprits, ISWAP and Boko Haram, the fact is that these groups are deviants whose ideology declares Muslims who do not join them as dissidents. Muslims are also their victims. As Amnesty International correctly stated, they kill both Muslims and Christians. They demolish mosques and churches. They don't differentiate. These terrorists are not our representative. They are our mortal enemies. The world knows that some of the terrorist groups being paraded as Islamic are creation of some non-Muslim interests. For instance, it is publicly acknowledged, though some people want to whitewash it, that the United States of America created Al-Qaeda, which is being projected as Islamic. Also, recently, a U.S. Congressman, Perry, testified that the United States Agency for International Development was financing the activities of Boko Haram and other terrorist groups in Nigeria and elsewhere. If the violence in some parts of Nigeria is not religious, you can...
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
Save us time, Jerry. America is sponsoring them. America is this. America, this and that is... Baba, are you not also seeing your government spending billions rehabilitating terrorists? America is sponsoring them. America is this. And they started Al-Qaeda. They are the ones doing this. Okay, fine. They are. But Nigeria is a suffering country. No be so. Right before your very eyes. Now America tell them to be doing Operation Safe Corridor for terrorists. Is it America and France and all these people that told Nigerian government accepted to set aside money from the Nigerian people in order to set up ranches, for terrorists? And America tell them that. Even if they do you, you go see they do yourself. Reason them now. At least you have to see the effort and say, okay, now America, they give Nigeria weapons. Okay, Americans also, they give the terrorists weapons, Abi. In your own country, they became so domiciled that your own soldiers are shooting their fellow soldiers because they are killing too much Boko Haram. Now, America caused that one too. America want to steal your crude oil. Everybody, sure you get, where is your government? Have you ever thought of that? Like, I understand that many Nigerians, like, are completely, hopeless when it comes to this Nigeria thing. So therefore, you can fill their head. You can fill their heads with nonsense. And they will be so proud to have this understanding. I knew that. They have been neo-colonialism. They have been the one controlling our leaders. They have been the one this or that. Right. So we are getting there. Your criminal leaders are culpable. And then you, an enabler. Because, you want one Nigeria. but somehow you just don't have a clue which one Nigeria you want. You've accepted that these guys have conquered everything. You are waiting for this shock or this surprise, this messiah or somebody or anything at all. So you've surrendered. As much as we can see so far, you've surrendered to them. Like you can't do anything to them. What do you want us to do again? We protested, they killed us. We registered to vote, they rigged us out. What else do you want us to do? You want us to just go there and let them kill us? So that is why that's what I meant by you've accepted. The majority have accepted that, you know what? Nigeria is not worth dying for. Maybe they just do whatever they want to do. Then it is not in your place anymore to confidently be saying that America is the one sponsoring this. America is Kiniko. They are the ones destroyed. They are the ones doing all these things. Where is your government? Oh, our government have been bought. They are fine. Where are you? When I've given up, and there's nothing anybody can do about this. Do you get where I'm kind of like trying to get to? Right? It is sometimes very, very, very stupid to confidently keep repeating America is this, America is that, and you are not, by any chance, get so mad that you have criminals who are supposed to protect your interests, but rather they are protecting the interest of America, protect the interest of the terrorists, protecting the interest of all these people that you are pointing your fingers at. And also, those of you who actually do that, okay, you are also helping to defend the criminals in your government. You are helping to tell us that they are powerless. Well, Baba, let me tell you something, Jerry. You don't understand. People, have you had an encounter with people like that you'll be having a chat with, right? Trying to have kind of like a, reasonable conversation, okay? And then, because the only thing they knew, the only thing in their head is that Nigeria can never work because America, UK, they will never let Nigeria work. There are people like that, grown-up people with Tinubu. Yeah? So the moment you begin to now try like kind of like a probe further and say, ask this question and all that, they will then be like, well, Baba, you don't go understand. I'm telling you, there's a professor, there's this research, how Europeans underdeveloped Africa. Say, yeah, I know about that. I know about it. Now then, they control our finance, they control everything in this world and everything. They can never let us progress. I'm like, right. You heard that from somewhere, right? Like repeatedly. And somehow you agreed, like, like we can never ever kind of like make it. All these people, they will never let us. But you are omitting something. Your role in that acceptance, as well as the roles of the criminals, your leaders. Right? So if you believe that you can't make it and it can't happen, it won't happen, of course. But reason out, just kind of like reason out. Right? And you realize that if you rise against them tomorrow, do you know something? America will still deal with whoever takes charge based on your terms and conditions. Don't let anybody fool you. Burkina Faso is a small country. Their total external reserve in a French bank is more than 200 billion franc. What do they call them? CFA being a franc. A country that got independence from France over 5 decades ago. Yeah? And the country looked more or less like a war-torn country. Then a young soldier took charge, Ibrahim Traore. So the rest of the world, they were waiting for the collapse of this new fancy guy, Traore, because they've sanctioned them. They've told America to leave, told France to leave. People were waiting for all this superpower to pull up and get rid of these guys because they are just smaller country. They cannot do anything except the Western world says yes. Abagbe is just wasting his time. They will never let his country grow. Nigerians are now watching a country rebuilding itself from scratch. They are witnessing something that looks more like a national, they're like, probably this gave them the national purpose in Burkina Faso. Today, America, France, and all these people, they were first initially bragging, grandstanding. They are doing their best. They are doing all they can. They are dangling different carrots before Ibrahim Traore, so that they can come back to the negotiation table. So that, sorry about the way we treated you. Sorry about the whole thing. Now, fine. What do you think we can do together? Today, America is no longer bragging. American general is no longer walking all over Africa bragging of how they want to go and give democracy to them in Burkina Faso. Today, do you think there were no oppositions who believed in this your fake democracy in Burkina Faso too? Do you think there were no generations that grew up and they were told that as long as France exists, Burkina Faso will never break even? It's been over 2 years now. They are not there. But you can easily watch them and say, well, they are actually moving. Oh. And if nothing truncates that for the next 10, 20 years, they are likely going to recoup a country that is so rich in mineral resources. That lithium that you are using for batteries is one of those things. It's one of the countries with the highest deposit of it in the world. France, they are taking all of this stuff. They are taking other stuff that they are using to power their nuclear plants for electricity in France. Resource that should go for thousands of euros per kg is being taken for peanuts for decades. The people in the country are living in penury. They are politicians. They all have properties in France. They have palaces all over Europe. But back home, it was a jungle for decades. Now they are just building roads. They're just building new buildings. Housing for poor people, schools, hospitals in 2025. So the world will treat you the way you allow yourself to be treated. Yeah? So America is, they are the ones sponsoring these people, Jare. They will never let us grow. The blah. In a country that watched a killer continued as a lawmaker. In 2023, an APC lawmaker in Kano from Doguwa, his name is something, Ali Doguwa or something, right? This mofo, right? You know what he did? In 2023, as they were doing those their charade, right? So in his own constituency in Kano, there's a part of that constituency where the people there resisted his rigging. They resisted his money. They rejected his money, resisted his rigging. He got so frustrated that on that same day of election, when things were no longer going his way, he mobilized his own thugs. He led them, picked up AK-47 himself, and he went straight to that particular ward in Kano. You know what he did? He picked up those guys that were like stopping their rigging plans, right? The women, husband, they mounted them inside the building and they shot this guy. They say he personally shot 2 people dead. Bang, bang. They killed 25 people. They set them ablaze in that building. It's part of the tragedy of 2023 in Kano. So the election was kind of like, said it was inconclusive. Then the whole video of the killings, the whole thing was all over the social media. So they reacted. He was arrested. And others who killed this person, who killed these people, they arrested them. Baba, within a week or so, they took them to court for murder trial. A few weeks after that, they said those people that they arrested with him now confessed that he was not there. He did not send them. That his political enemies are the ones who said he was there. About with video evidence, photo, where they were shooting those people. There are some things I can't really show you here. They are so gory. Like the video of the ISWAP and Boko Haram killing themselves. You understand? Then that was how they removed his name from the murder list. The guy went on to be declared the winner of that election. He is in the National Assembly of Nigeria, making laws. He was in London 2 days ago, and he turned himself into a content creator. You must have seen this.
Okay, stop. Yes.
Good morning. It's raining all over. It's a great place. Look. Let's go back. That's our enter the reception. So, thank you. Good job.
To recruit from the youths who are unemployed, 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them by illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
A reminder is needed. But let's go back to that middle belt, Plateau State, where Reverend Ezekiel Dakomo Abida Dashomo, shared with us the genocide that these loonies would love to keep denying, right? And then we'll go to something next after that. So for a reminder, by the way, if you have been here for this long, please be reminded that like the broadcast, okay? In the Temple of Truth, you liking the broadcast is like you paying the offering, and the like button is right under the video. Use it just once. And continue with your engagement. So here, Reverend Dakomo, I kind of like to pronounce it that way, but I'll say again as well, Dachomo. Let's go to the middle belt. And a man that is now the face of this genocide they love to deny.
When they came chanting Allah Akbar after he has beheaded the head of a Christian, he licked the blood.
Have there been instances where you heard about Muslims also being attacked in a similar manner?
Muslims are saying they are killed, we killed them. Ask them, where did we kill them? Look at the recent killing. Look at this child was killed, and you are saying it's not a genocide.
So you're alleging that some of these attackers are being sponsored by people in power?
Let the Nigerian government prove me wrong. The repentant Boko Haram have been exhausted.
into Nigerian army and air force, police. That's why Christians must have a say in politics.
Do you have people giving you this information, or it's speculation?
Absolutely, from the bottom of my heart, insiders. I'm over 100% accepting the intervention of Trump because Nigerian government, their hands are tied.
Boy, she's just there, we didn't get the age. Mama, we didn't have her age. This is one, she was also brutal that day. This man was also killed. This baby, she's 12 years old. And somebody will say it's not a genocide. And if they want facts family, like Remo Amokri, let him come to Plateau. I will take him to their grave to prove to him there's genocide in Nigeria. And if Nigerian government will bow down, mellow down, and accept their guilt and say, yes, there's genocide of Christians, they should not generalize it. If they say Muslims are also killed, by who? By Muslims. Why didn't the Muslim cry out? Let them cry out that their people are being killed. But they can't do it. Because they are attacking each other based on their belief in Quran. They are divided. The Muslims in Southwest, South, they are far better. They are very intelligent. They know how to worship Allah in truth. And they stand and love the Christian. They live together, but not in the north. Because of fanatical training that they receive from Iran, from Afghanistan. And they are displaying it. Now they want to stop the children. They can't do it. Because they have enjoyed, the children have enjoyed looting and all that.
What I would advise President Tinubu directly should watch the movement of Shetima, his vice. And I would say he should watch Ribado, his advisor. He should weigh the advice they are giving him. I just pray for Tinubu to survive the cabals that have surrounded him. What he's doing, I know he's ignorant. And Donald Trump is not only coming for Christians. He will help our brothers Muslims. And I know many Muslims are not happy with the killing that is in the north. From their brothers, not Christian, attacking Muslim. No. We will never do that. We love them. We shield them. If they're hungry, we feed them. When Trump comes, and I don't believe he would select Christian. No. He knows the people that are problem of the nation, in which the hands of the president is tied. I know when Goodluck was about to talk, the insurgent, Buhari came out and said they are killing Muslims. It's all over the media, the papers. Ana Kashe Musulmi, that was his statement. So Boko Haram has become Muslims. So they should stop. Then they don't want this thing to stop. I have insiders that have already warned me that I should be careful with wherever I go, whatever I do, that they are banned until they see my end. They are disgracing themselves. It means they are the sponsors of this insurgent. That is what is happening. And their target is to finish the Christian, so they occupy everything to the oil well. European nations, UN, United Nations, hear our cry. We are also citizens of Nigeria. Come and help us. When they came.
So it's actually one man that I feared for his life in all of this. They could target him and kill him. But his role in the last, especially in the last 5 years of these killings, have been well documented. That's why it's going to be hard for a lot of those who have become the today's advocate of we are defending Islam. No, this has nothing to do with Muslims. It's got nothing to do with Islam, except if you are a terrorist sympathizer that just needs something to, an excuse to use and say, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. You don't. And it's mostly people who are just like stupid that will tell you repeatedly that you don't understand. You don't understand what you are saying. You don't even know that. No, you don't. those who are going to make you believe that your religion is under attack, because some criminals who are Islamists, by the way, are tarnishing your image, so you have to defend that without you knowing that you are defending terrorists as well. There's no one coming for Muslims. Muslims' lives are endangered in Nigeria. So is Christian lives are also. Here you get. So as a true Muslim who is not in support of terrorism, this should be a welcome development for you. But again, that will make possibly it's going to make religion meaningless, because a lot of you, nothing makes sense to you anymore the moment your religion is mentioned. But reason now, imagine if you get killed right now brutally by these terrorists, and people are busy discussing if they should call them Islamic terrorists or if they should call them just terrorists, while you are there languishing, waiting for justice, right? Somebody has something to say similar to what that man said in advising Tinubu, that those around him continue to make him believe that negotiating with terrorists is a good idea, allocating billions, hundreds of billions of naira in rehabilitating these terrorists without justice. Here you get, it's a good idea. They prioritize the terrorists than they even care about their victims who are in the IDP camps, refugee camps. Nigeria is not at war. Over 20 million Nigerians have been displaced by terrorists, but Nigeria is not at war. Hundreds of thousands of Nigerians have been slaughtered, while more of that have been kidnapped by these terrorists. Bodies are piling up left, right, and center, and Nigeria is not at war. You reacting to it is why there's going to be war. I'm like, hang on, no. If Nigeria is not at war right now, because you are still attending your Owambe every weekend, what is Nigeria going to look like if Nigeria is at war? Like, you are not at war right now, but every month you lose over 1,000 lives to these terrorists every month, and that's averagely. And the ones they will report as well. Left, right, and center. And you are not at war. Now imagine if you are at war. How many people will be dying to make the world realize that Nigeria is at war? And it is it is a religious war. Whatever other things that is driving them, you will mask the real thing. That they are also killing the Muslims in this instance. Would also not kind of like take away that tag. But for Tinubu, he is his own enemy. Trust me.
Our leaders who are making noise in Abuja, they do a lot of things that are not reported in the media about the North. Let me tell you, even immediately, the problem that Mr. President should note, even in the North, that are not in the media at all. There is a local government in Bauchi State that is Christian-dominated. They call it Tafawa Balewa local government.
Okay.
You know that under Issa Yuguda as governor, he should hear this.
Okay.
They unilaterally relocated the headquarters of local government listed in the constitution to Bununu. From Tafawa Balewa to Bununu. And the only Christian member of the House of Assembly in that place, only Christian member, a female Christian member of the House of Assembly was suspended for criticizing that illegal relocation by the State Assembly. She was suspended, and that was barely a year after the inauguration of the session of their State Assembly. They suspended her till the end of that session for 3 years.
Wow.
Do you know that what you will not read in the media was that they took the case to court, the State High Court sided with the state government against the Constitution. The State High Court.
Wow.
It was only on 30th September 2025. We will not read it in the media. 30th September 2025, barely 2.5 months ago, that the Court of Appeal in Jos quashed that decision of the High Court and the Assembly, and they cited an example in Ekiti State that no individual, no institution has the right to relocate
the headquarters
of a local government as it is listed in the Constitution.
But why did Governor Yuguda, then Governor Yuguda, why did he do that?
He did that one because that is what they do to Christian-dominated areas.
So they removed the local government headquarters from a Christian-dominated place
to a Muslim-dominated area. So you also have state terror to fight. Our leaders who are making noise in Abuja, they do a lot of things that are not reported in the media about the North. Have we seen it in the North that it is quite impossible? Last year, I met a girl from Gwosa local government in Borno State, who obtained 277 in a UTME, and was trying to obtain certificate of citizenship from liaison office of Borno State in Abuja here. And could not. They told her to go to, because she is originally from Goza, is from an IDP camp. She only managed to get that mark. Was not admitted at the University of Abuja here, I am telling you. Wow. But while trying to secure admission to read law at the University of Abuja, she went to Borno State Liaison Office in Abuja here to obtain...
she's an indigent of Borno State.
They told her to go back to Goza to obtain the certificate, but they were giving the same certificate to Muslims from Borno State in the same office before her very eyes. Wow. A police officer got there and said, this is how I have to use another Muslim person to obtain a certificate for me in this office, a serving police officer, female serving police officer that I met. So there are so many issues. Most of the children of Christians from this northern state, you see, this is a very complex issue.
It is.
Very complex issue. Most of these children of Christians from so many northern states cannot get admission to read medicine, law, or these computer science engineering courses, even if their parents, I have so many of them as friends, even if their parents are professors in certain universities. They changed one from medicine to Christian religious knowledge. Arbitrarily, these things are not in the media. We deny this reality in the media about what.
Talking about broken system. The majority of you are probably not even aware of. And they have managed to keep a certain narrative in the media that whenever anybody raises point of view on these topics, they will quickly shut you down with the shout of Islamophobia, enemy of the North, enemy of Nigeria, things that will make it more like you're just about to start something that shouldn't be discussed at all. No, don't talk about that. Systemic, sort of like a profiling in that contraption. That's why I feel so sad for some of you who somehow they have managed to be socially conditioned to hate the Igbos. The Igbos are loud. The Igbos are proud. The Igbos are this. They can, they don't have respect for this. They do, those nonsense they put in your head. If majority of you, especially those of you they called minority here, minority there, tribally you are minority here, religiously you are minority there. And when it comes to this part of northern Nigeria, the way we have seen it, there's a chance that, when it's in whether it is in the academic, or whether it is in the employment, or whether it is in politics, or they have ensured that there is a ceiling above some certain people because of their tribe, because of their religion in Nigeria. And it's a place that you are expected to just pretend that you are all right, you're fine. But you are not all right. You're not fine. What you have is cope. We're raised to have this cope. Just, find a way around it. That if you begin to scrutinize this contraption, this Nigeria, what you are going to discover will tell you that you have been living a lie for so long. Not your fault. Many of us have. So suggesting that the people should have a national conversation to decide if they still want to be part of this contraption or not. So you get is where these important sort of like issues will be raised and everybody's interest will be addressed. by an agreed constitution that would be yours, not written by some group of lunatics in uniform. Until that time, Nigeria will be going in circle and in circle, right? But let's stop by in that same day, Abuja, their National Assembly. I know a lot of them have been trying to say America should stay away, America should stay away, but not the ex-convicts or Jews or Kalu. His own is that America should come and help us, in his words.
President Donald Trump has made some remarks that have been making Nigerians unsettling in the last couple of days. Distinguished sir, as a former governor, former whip, you've been around and you are very close to former US presidents and even senators. What is your response to this and what do you think should be the way forward for Nigeria as a country?
Well, what Donald Trump said, I will also disclose myself fully. I'm pro-America. So for anything I will say, know that it will be pro-America. Did what Donald Trump says, is he a lie? The answer is yes. It's not a lie because Donald Trump said the truth. Nigerians are being killed, whether they are Christians or Muslims. Are they not being killed? If they kill people in Plateau, they go to a church in Plateau, those they will kill are Christians. If they go to Benue, the majority of people they will kill in Benue are Christians. If they go to Zamfara, majority of people they kill in mosque there are Muslims. So these people are jihadists. These people just want to destroy Nigeria. So we should call a black name on them without any pity. They will be smoked out. Let me also tell you, the American president cannot talk anyhow. In my own little way, I have spoken to two former presidents, one Republican and one Democrat, and they all agree that they will help. I've spoken to about 6 senators, sitting senators in the U.S. Congress. So they've all said, we will help you people. But let me tell you, before President Trump says a word, mind you that the American intelligence community must have found out where these people are living. All these ones we are talking is rhetoric. And you can see Nigerian Air Force, possibly the information that have been given to them by the U.S. authorities and say they are there. And you see Nigerian Air Force in the last 3 days bombing the homes of these people. And that is what it should be. We should not pity anybody who is a terrorist. We should not. We should not. When I was governor, you remember I was governor, I formed the Bakassi. And the Bakassi was not about boyfriend and girlfriend. The Bakassi was about criminals. So if it's there, we'll smoke them away. And I can tell you, from everybody serving in this government, from President Tinubu to Vice President Shetima, everybody is committed to smoke these people away. But you people who are journalists and community people should also help the military and the people to tell us really who and who are the members of this sect that are being there. No person it's also the same Americans that caused the problem. Because when you kill Gaddafi and kill Saddam Hussein, we have a problem. Because those people were maintaining their borders. Nobody was crossing there. It's after the kill of those people that light arms and big arms went wild all over the world. And we are suffering from it today. So America is the leader of the free world. And as leader of the free world, whatever that president says, he meant it. And we are working diplomatically to make sure that we put our house in order. It will be solved diplomatically because President, in fact, the report they are using to assess
President Donald Trump.
We are a poor nation. The bank coal will follow. They say firewood not for. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, shine shining, and tell the West. If you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. Do it.
Call you. Just do it. So you can actually put that into what Trump said as well, in context of what Trump said, and say they are talking about the terrorists. They say firewood, be anyway. Tell the West they don't give us money, we will not comply with Trump's threat. I wish you could see that. Anyway, so yeah, that was ex-convict Ojiu Zokalu. Made sense, then started making nonsense, then tried to make sense, and ended up with making nonsense. So yeah, he's playing safe, or should we say he's playing it safe. He's got his mansions in the US for a very long time. It won't make any sense for him to get sanctioned if he started talking anyhow. And you know something? I have a ick, right? I have I don't know. I've got this thought. It's a random thought, though, but it kind of like it can be applicable to this convo. Okay, so I'll tell you. I have an hypothesis in that sense that while everyone is a little bit apprehensive, especially those ones who have become agitated because of Trump's threat. So my hypothesis in this sense is that behind the scene right now, because I have it on record that they have attempted to reach Donald Trump's government. Tinubu's government have tried diplomatically. They've reached out to a few other countries to see if they could reach out to Donald Trump, that they have an offer. So that's why that is what I'm building this hypothesis on. Okay. So I envisage that eventually they're going to get Trump's attention. Trump is going to come and do his strike. Here you get, just to not say something and then not, just to say something and not do it. Here you get now. So Trump is like going to come and bomb maybe 2 or 3 places in that forest. And it will just be like, that's it. Now he's working with Tinubu's government. Because behind the scene, I believe that Tinubu and his gang are going to play one card. A card that will prove some of you wrong. I'm sorry, prove some of you right and prove others wrong, okay? And that is when some are saying Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about Christians in Nigeria, right? So what I'm about to tell you right now will likely prove you right, that it doesn't give a damn about Christians in Nigeria. While others believe that, it does. Here you get now. So what I'm about to say as well will determine if it does. So what's that? In 2018, when Buhari rose from the dead, from that vegetable state, his gang, because it was around the time as well that the people of the Middle Belt and others are already reporting the advancement of the Fulani terrorists and the killings as genocide. Okay, so this is not something that started yesterday. So they've been reporting it. So when Buhari was preparing, or they were preparing him for 2019, his gang, they packaged something to go and placate Donald Trump in America. And what was that? Donald Trump was already talking about the killings in Nigeria, but not in this sense, not in this direct way. Or they got the hint earlier, before Donald Trump would speak out. So when they finally got a chance to meet with Donald Trump and Buhari, so they went with $1 billion. True story, $1 billion that they wanted to go and buy. They want to buy arms. So Donald Trump, that was already talking tough, in the background, was like, okay, what do they want? That was when they ordered that Tucano jets and all of the other stuff that even though that was a fraud on its own, they took $1 billion from the excess crude account for that trip. The total money they spent on that their Tucano jets, plus maintenance, training, and all that stuff, right, that comes with the entire package, was a total of $456 million. Till tomorrow, I'll keep reminding you. They should please tell us what happened to the remaining $544 million from that money they took to America. So Donald Trump got the money. And they didn't really give a shit about what happened after, by the way. Okay, hang on. Maybe he would have if he didn't lose his election for to Joe Biden, because it was after collecting that money from Bokwari. Okay, to them, they've probably gotten to the good side of Trump. I don't think it's up to like 3-4 months after that. Donald Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular interest because of the killings of Christians in Nigeria. So that's why I said that my hypothesis right now, right, if it played out, if Tinubu and his gang found their way to have audience with Trump, which they will want to use as, to their own political advantage. Here you get, they'll say, all of you thought Donald Trump is going to come and attack. Now look at Tinubu and Trump now. Look at them taking pictures. Look at, you hear what I mean now? But it's just going to be the same playbook that Bokwari also used. So it will likely not change anything. So let's say Tinubu, who is a drug dealer, right? A drug baron himself. So dealing or giving deals, cutting deals, will probably be his own area of specialization as well. So let's say this time he goes to America with $2 billion. That they know, okay, America, Donald Trump, see, we have $2 billion. What can you give to us? Any scrap that you have that you want to dispose, we can take them. So that we can tell you that we will use this weapon to fight these terrorists. We believe in America. That kind of a thing, right? So would that change anything? Based on all I have said so far. No, that's how my brain works sometimes. Like, you just go like, I don't know. It's like I've got this gigabyte. No, what is bigger than gigabyte? Something so like unlimited in that way that once I start thinking about something, I'm like breaking them into pieces like that, and it will just pick something else like that, that like, I don't know what they describe that as. I will still be very much coordinated. So my mind plays like that, like, Tinubu and his gang, I could predict them. You know what I mean? I've kind of been onto them for over a decade, so I could tell you more about what they're up to. Then this time, because you see, the more things changes, the more they remain the same, isn't it? So don't be surprised if Donald Trump eventually gets maybe $1 billion or $2 billion from Nigeria, and he's going to talk about it as a Nigeria government have come to see us. Like, they are doing wonderfully well. They've promised that they are going to make sure that, they are going to deal with the terrorists. America is going to help them. You know Donald Trump now. And the rest of you just be like, oh, Trump, why are you meeting with Tinubu? This man is a criminal. Trump, don't listen to him. And Tinubu will return back to Nigeria with all the pictures, the videos. And they will say, yeah, 2027 is done. I'm being cocked. So I don't know. Some random thoughts, right? But we'll leave that for now, okay? And then let me show you something. In case if they are offering Donald Trump billions of dollars eventually, like they normally would do, Donald Trump should see this, and America and everybody who has contributed to getting the attention of America on what is going on in Nigeria, even if we believe that America is aware, it doesn't matter. Social media has made it very easier these days. In the last few days, ISWAP and Boko Haram, they have been fighting to death. So let me give you the background of that. So there is this large lake called Lake Chad. It is partly Nigeria, partly Chad, partly Niger, but join. Now, the part of that of Nigeria, Lake Chad is also believed, in the last 10 years, by the way, Lake Chad has become the center meeting point of different Islamic terrorists from the Sahel. So when Boko Haram reigned supreme at the time, they controlled the vast area of the entire Lake Chad, including Sambisa Forest. And there's also another forest in that part, which is also as big as, or nearly as big as Sambisa. So those are how wide and big Boko Haram was. There were other smaller terror groups, but they dreaded the Boko Haram group. That was how powerful they were. Then Alhaji Shekau started facing mutiny in their, in his rank and all that, where some of his fighters started feeling like Alhaji Shekau don't they lose focus. Alhaji Shekau, don't they shag banner, carry, carry the Olusho and all of that. So all the things that you are like, Alhaji Shekau, what's happen? So they mutinied. They killed Alhaji Shekau. That's why you didn't hear from Alhaji Shekau anymore. He was killed by his own fellow terrorist, Boko Haram. Then implosion happened. Boko Haram broke into, I think, about 3 or 4 groups. A group kept the name Boko Haram. The other group created theirs and they called themselves Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP. So ISWAP needed to control territory. However, they realized as well that the remaining Boko Haram group, they are a threat. So for the past 4 years, they have been after themselves. Real war. You feel me? Real war. You go see dead body, you go see corpses, bodies of terrorists slaughtered by their fellow terrorists, floating on river, on this lake. True story. I can't show you. But you know, social media is on social media right now. So you can go in there and see some of them. They are very graphic, gory, by terrorists. So Nigerian army, they kind of found that more or less like amusing. That enough, it was like, let them destroy themselves. Interesting. Thousands of these terrorists were killed by the terrorists themselves. So over time, Boko Haram was more or less like now boxed to the corner, while ISWAP and others are also gaining ground. Nigerian army fighting them too, right? Kept kind of like, killing them too. So from all fronts, here you get the entire Lake Chad and beyond have become killing fields. So 2 days ago, this is also true story. So the ISWAP launched an attack that was supposed to capture the Boko Haram unaware. Unfortunately for them, the Boko Haram were aware of the plots or the attack, so they laid ambush. Over 200 ISWAP fighters were killed. True story. 2 days ago. So yesterday, the Boko Haram and the Boko Haram themselves was like, they went back to the camp of the ISWAP, which also led to the killings of more ISWAP. Today, this afternoon, the report coming from that axis is also that, the ISWAP, who have also staged another attack on the Boko Haram, have also suffered another great casualties. All of these are coming from terrorists killing terrorists too. True story. Right now. But there is also a report that the Nigerian Army or Nigerian Air Force took an advantage of them having this gathering of fight to launch airstrike on them. I can't verify that, but I'm going to say, because I heard it. You feel me? So, which also led to the killings of these both camps, okay? Now for visual, okay, see, look at them. On wooden boats, they were there, like, this was them launching their attacks. Most of these guys are now dead, I want to believe, okay? So they have to cross river, cross water. I'm talking about like miles of speedboating on river, terrorist. So Donald Trump, in case if this is also part of any plan at all, I don't know how useful this can be But I think you should see this. This was yesterday, brethren. The Boko Haram.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Those are the terrorists too. All of them now speaking big grammars in Nigeria to explain to Nigerians why the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria should be accepted because of climate change. That's what you told us. So this, this Northern Africa, this Sahel, the climate change has caused the weather, it has caused them to move down west. They move down west because they can be able to access, grass and water. You should all cover your own faces. You should cover your faces in shame. Because you all thrives on the ignorance of these Nigerians. Majority of them who have never left the Konkolo place where they were born, raised, and some of them are even married in that same place. So whatever you tell them about anywhere, they will take it hook, line, and sinker. You should be ashamed of yourselves. All of you that received that, USAID campaign then. Those of you who were working for American agents and European this and that, pushing that nonsense. that Lake Chad water is not enough to irrigate the entire area. Is that Lake Chad, the one you just watched right now, controlled by terrorists now? Is that not water? Is that water not enough to irrigate the area and turn it into a green area that can feed cows? Because the intention is not to actually access your grass or water. Their cows are eating people's farms, and people have lost, thousands have lost their lives in the hand of Fulani terrorists in Nigeria. And there are government agents, there are government agencies, there are government officials, there are non-government officials, there are foreign agents, foreign NGOs, this and that, who are spreading the campaign of a climate change in Nigeria to make sure that we accept these murderers. We should be human. They are coming from a place where there is no water. But that's Lake Chad. That's billions of cubic of water. Billions. But we all know the agenda anyway. So let's go back to Niger again. In Ibadan, it's been over a year now that I've actually been reporting on this land grabbing that many have been protesting, elderly people. Development passed through their area. They were meant to be happy. Unfortunately, the criminal politicians have decided to weaponize the advantage of what they call the right of way. Solo Makinde Ibadan build a new ring road or a new road, apart from the normal Iwo Ogbomoso road that you normally pass through. Beautiful road, they said. People lost their lands and they probably consider that as for development. The land grabbers started going extra. By what they normally do now, you have to stay 10 meters away from, the government owns this side of the land. People's lands, so lands that government didn't own until you decided to construct a road there. So people have been losing their houses, their lands, no compensation. They have been made homeless, just like what you are witnessing in Lagos. So today is the day 2 of them on the streets, demanding their governor should fulfill his own promise of compensating people for real and possibly relocating others who have lost their homes, they have lost everything, and they are old people. Solo Makinde Ibadan just pretended that they don't even exist anymore. They are not shooting them. It's not like other places where they would have mobilized their police to go and shoot at them. But from Ibadan. Watch this.
We are currently at our convergence point this morning. But sad to see that Makinde has mobilized his transport union boys, the likes of Tommy and Co. and all their boys, to disrupt our preparation this morning. But our people here are saying no more corridor. For corridor matter, mobilization and water, in fact, no, na mobilize GSS, whatever. People grand.
Àwa gómìnà mọ̀, gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ aṣojú ìjọba mọ̀ wípé àwa o kò sí olóṣèlú kankan tó ń lò wá, àwa ò ṣiṣẹ́ fún olóṣèlú, àdẹ̀ kì í ṣe ẹgbẹ́ olóṣèlú kankan, àwa lálẹ́ akọ́lé pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbun ojú wa ni, àwa ò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú olóṣèlú.
Can you just reiterate that in English, that this protest is not politically motivated? So just in English.
This peaceful mega protest is not political. It does not have any element of politics. We are protecting our properties and we are appealing to the government, through the governor, to please do the circular road and leave the corridor. The circular road has been acquired since 2005 and most of us have been there before circular road. Some even came after circular road and saw the pillar of the circular road before buying land, before erecting building. So we don't have anything to do with politics. We did not collect money from anybody. The politician that gave money to his party members. No more corridor. No more corridor.
You know what they say, that it's going to touch everybody. How and when it's going to be your own turn is what many don't know. But this Nigeria, the only thing that is in so much abundance is the shege coming from left, right, and center from these rogues. Because all they love is to take and take and take and take. You know? But you want to be governor, Solomon Kedebadon.
Na gode masu ganga doko mu buga shi makin da jamu dan waka ce ta gadaga jama'a shaidu ku har da ga shi makin da a dangari shi makin da jamu mun bar kwana da zulumi shi gwamnan mu kan da makin da masu ilimi shi makin da jamu dan ya wuce o'o makiri shi ke da jama'ar cikin gari gwamna shi ke da ayari shi gwamnan mu jarumi yana aiki babu korafi idifan mu jarumi domin ya ba mu hasali shi ne kullum da tallafi shi makin da sha yabo idp gidan rabo kuma ya makale cikin tabo gwamna ne mai tawakkali mai haske ne da kyalkyali ko da shi zame ya tozali gwamnan mu na oya adali shi makin da jamuje sai rimi a dangari gwamna gwanin kowa a pdp muna san shi makin da yana aiki a oyo ya kawo ci gaba
Where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike so that eliminate all of them so that we have peace in our nation. We'll join them in one aeroplane so that it will crash land in the course of their journey. Furthermore, our security agents, i.e., the police and the of our greedy leaders. Oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the...
Oh, Thunder, where are you? So finally, or near finally, this evening is a new jibe from Soludom. So Soludom just got re-elected for another 4-year term, and it was presented, I think, with his certificate of return, and he called out a rally, a jibe at Peter Obi. Soludom called Peter Obi an nomadic politician. That is somebody who is just neither here nor there, or always moving. So, Soludom this afternoon.
Nobody likes to lose, say painful. And but to some others who put in everything that they had in the process to unseat Soludom. And they crisscrossed. One of them, for example, who put in everything, organized, had his photo, even though it wasn't on the ballot, had his picture on the billboards all over the state. Just the same way, the late Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu raised his hand and asked the Anambra to vote. He thought that he would also come and raise somebody's hand and to unseat Soludo. You could touch the bitterness, you could touch. He came, organized rallies, marched through streets, went on community tours. I even saw the video where he was pleading with his own community not to let him down at the election. And the election came. He saw something that he never ever imagined in his life. But somebody who can't imagine it sits down sulking after failing absently. And but I can understand it. If you finish pleading with your community not to let you down, we allowed, and then we felt in sympathy with him. We even ignored his polling units, at least let him, while we focused on the wards. Now, Apuga, we won all the 4 wards, and that is community, all of them clear. Left him, we thought we didn't contest for his polling unit. We thought he can at least take his polling unit. But lo and behold, ABC defeated him in his polling unit when Apuga took the entire other wards. So I can understand it. I can understand why, if you are a serial loser and you see somebody else ascending, you sought to stop us, you couldn't. In 4 years, what we have spent in 4 years is less than what he spent in 1 year in dollar terms. But in terms of the record, the people spoke. The people, from his polling unit to his ward, to his community, to Anambra, all over, 21 local governments, and so on and so forth. So I can understand if somebody is feeling that frustration, why that it might be getting to his head a little bit. Maybe. And so you now see him talking, blah, 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 blah. Somebody showed me what he was saying on the about the election and that kind of thing. Then I laughed, and I said to somebody, I think something is beginning. I'm going to call a meeting of committee of friends so that we can get to him to advise him, my brother. Or at least we can take him to Fun City so that he can relax. Otherwise, when you now get on, we tried to coach him to play in League One after I had finished playing the World Cup. We coached him to play in League One, but he just left League One, injured player, stranded, confused, and with no club. With no club. In the fullness of time, when the time comes, because I saw a remark somebody was making about education. Say, you education. The fullness of time will get the record out of how somebody deliberately and intentionally destroyed the public education system in Anambra. And we will show that. So if you are getting frustrated that somebody is doing what you couldn't even think about, don't vent it on the people. Just go home, get a life. Because idleness and serial losses can get into somebody's head. So we're advising him to...
All of that for Peter Obi. I mean, the obedience, I remember some of the obedience from Anambra State were like, Solodom will be taught a lesson. Well, that's him there, calling you out again. You know, the Obi has no influence. He's this or that, and every other thing he said. That's Solodom. Or the sad, or sorry, the most disappointing thing that you're going to get is that when they ask Obi, and he's going to say, it's my brother, you know, it's my brother. If that's what he said, that's fine. He should just go and deliver, something like that. So it's not really good at that. I don't know. It would have been interesting. Yeah. So Solodom has grown to become an uncouth guy that you won't believe he was once the central bank governor of Nigeria. So he's become a full-blown politician, and he goes that dirty. You need to hear what he said about all other contestants during their campaign. You'll probably wonder, like, is this same Solodom? No, he's the same one. You just need to begin to come to the reality that this is Nigeria. All right? When people tell you that they are going into Nigerian system to go and change it, you know, those that will tell you that, you know, we have been criticizing them. I decided to kind of join them so that, you know, these ideas that we have, we can use all these ideas when we get into that place. And they ended up being changed by the system. Now, you're supposed to bring yourself to that reality quick, for your own sake. So my time is far off, I know, but let me add this. You know, Ekweremadu, while, you know, sizable number of Igbos are advising Tinubu to let Nnamdi Kanu go and end this shameful sham trial. And they continue to ignore that call. In UK, in London, where the former Deputy Senate President of Nigeria was convicted for like human trafficking a child without consent, as well as, you know, committing, and I don't know the exact kind of like charges, but what they charged him for, convicted him for, was that he brought a young man, a young boy to the UK with an arrangement that they were going to take out his, I think, kidney or so, to give to his daughter, who was like unwell. So as a father to him, he made the arrangement with that poor boy by promising the mother in Nigeria that they will take care of the boy, his education, for agreeing to give part of his organ. Now, to take him back, to bring him to the UK, harvest his organ, it was discovered that there was no aftercare arrangement for him. Here you get, like, this is somebody who is going to be on medical care for the rest of his life if he's to lead a meaningful, healthy life. But there was no plan for him. He just wanted to take his organ, and I think at the point they discovered that he's not even a match. The whole thing was such a mess that the doctor that arranged all of this with Ekweremadu not only got convicted as well, he lost his own license in the UK. So Ekweremadu also bagged 10 years or so in jail. It's been there now for more than probably 4 or 5 years. So right now, Tinubu's government is now making move to get him an early release. What is really happening to Tinubu and his criminal gang when it comes to convicts, criminals, people with questionable characters, baggage and baggages. His foreign minister was in London 2 days ago to meet with the Justice Department to discuss a possible early release of Ekweremadu. Waiting Tinubu won't take that one too. Look at them in London.
Hello, how are you?
They were there because of Ekweremadu. Let's call it a night. Thank you very much for your time once again. Listen, remember, if you haven't really subscribed onto Mayegun's Diary Politico, this is the chance, a good reminder to please do that, okay? And if you don't subscribe, if you like Mayegun's Diary videos on YouTube, right, your likes will be taken out afterward because you are not really on the platform, okay? So it won't be kind of counted. So please, since you are here, like, subscribe, and then like. If you have already subscribed as well, like, you should like the broadcast, okay? And share it, okay? I will see you another time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And a good night to you.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun Diary Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.